before coming back to those mistakes to either side with absolute function and free options with two ifs, we're in the meanwhile going to consider the case of income tax. And there are basically two income tax systems. One is called proportional and the other is called progressive. And let us begin with a simpler one. Proportional income tax means that if your income is up to $1,300 a month, you will pay no income tax. And if your income is over $1,300, you will pay 22% on the amount that is over 1,300. So proportional income tax is much easier to administer than the progressive one, and we're going to see it by the end of the fourth week. Let's begin by giving some names to cells. We're going to select these 10 cells and give the usual command of formulas, create from selection. This time Excel says it right, it's top row where the names reside, and the lower cells will be named accordingly. Then we're going to give the names to these two give the names with these two cells, and left column is the right answer. And these two, again, formulas, create from selection and left column. Now what we want to do is we want to check the amount of before tax income that the person gets. We have an hourly wage, so this time we're paying salary on an hourly basis, and the person has worked for 101 hours. We check his income to be equals 35 times 101, which is the hourly rate, times the number of hours worked, and the income is 535. And now we want to write the income tax formula. We write equals if, because the formula behaves differently depending on what the person's salary is. And now the first time we have to figure out, the first thing we have to figure out here is what exactly is the condition we want to check in case of this income tax. We might check whether his before tax income is less than not taxed. So if it has a really rather small before tax income, and if it's less than not taxed, we have to figure out a formula for his income tax calculation. Well, since he doesn't pay any taxes, the formula is going to be really simple. It's just the 0. Now, as the next thing, we're going to write semicolon, and we have to put down now a formula that's going to be good in the case his before tax income is really big. And as we just considered, in that case he's going to be paying the taxes on the amount that exceeds $1,300. So we write parentheses before tax income minus not taxed. So this is on the amount that exceeds the not taxable. Parenthesis closed, and we want to multiply it with 22%, which is the which results in the tax amount. Now let's close the parenthesis, and here it is. Since his income was bigger, his tax amount is $491. If he had worked only for 10 hours in a month, his income had been $350, and he hadn't paid any taxes. Okay. Now we're gonna finish this example really quickly by calculating his net income, which is equals 3,535 minus the tax size, which is 491,7. Okay, just to really one more quickly go over the formula, we check whether his before tax income is small. It's less than not taxed, and if it's small we put 0 as a really simple formula. And now as a more complex formula, if his before tax income is not small, we see how much it exceeds the not taxed, and we take 22% on that amount that exceeds